This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, everyone. It's Shawn Hart and Seth Stevens, along with Mike and Joel, Cindy, Lyle, and Joel number two. Nice to see you all. Glad you guys are sharing your webcams along with all the people that are sitting there in the private waiting room, scared to share. Today is going to be all about tips and tricks on how to 3X your business. As you know, this is the first week of what's going to be a monthly wild card week put on by the E-Com Profit. So we had Marketing Monday a couple days ago. Then we had Technology Tuesday, which I should have just had again today because I had a glitch in the old computer here. Yesterday was Website Wednesdays, all about websites. Today is the much anticipated 3X Thursday. What is 3X Thursday, Seth?
Yeah, guys, so we're going to be talking about strategies where you can literally triple your business, and that's going to be the focus of the conversation. So like we said earlier, participate as much as you're able.
Definitely. Tomorrow is going to be Funnel Friday. That's going to be a lot of fun. But for 3X Thursday, this is not, and I repeat, is not an agenda. Hey, Brandon, the Slatage is on board. Slate, throw your webcam on, buddy. I haven't seen you for a long time. God bless you. I'm glad to see you. We're going to talk about tips today, tricks that you may know, hacks, processes, what we like to call low-hanging fruit. What are some of the items that are easy to accomplish within the next 24 hours that can have a profound effect on your business? And anything that you can share to 3 times your sales. We don't have to 3 times our sales overnight or this week, although we'd like to. Start thinking to yourself one of these 3 questions that you can answer. Number 1, what have I done in my business in the past 30 days that has had the most positive effect? Ask yourself this question. Or what new tactic have I applied to my business in the past 30 days that's generated the most sales? Or maybe, what have I learned in the past 30 days that has or will have the most positive outcome for my business? And be ready to share those answers, okay? I will begin, and then we'll have Seth chime in, and then we'll just go right down the line. So even as small and insignificant as you may think it is that you have to share, there are probably a lot of people going to be on this call watching a replay who may have not heard what you have to share yet. So don't underestimate the knowledge that you have. Even if, let's say you were in a mastermind group a few weeks ago and you heard about something, you just haven't applied it yet, I want to know about it. And so do your colleagues that are on this call. So we're here to help each other. It's not about me. It's not about Seth and our business. It's about you. It's about a community that helps each other, okay? Of course, this is brought to you by Quick, Fast, Hurry, massive business results, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Find out more at quickfasthurry.com. And you can sign up for the waiting list on our free members area where Seth is going to post all these videos at the ecomprofit.com. We're talking about all things e-commerce, not just Amazon. And check out meetshawnhart.com, entrepreneur extraordinaire, more online profits faster. All right, so for 3X Thursdays, let me begin, okay? This is something that a lot of you Quick, Fast, Hurry Insider members are already familiar with. But since I'm not working within the Amazon business daily and I have to share a lot of funnel tactics with you tomorrow, I'm going back to old school. Just like anything else, folks, the fundamentals of your business, whether online or offline, don't change. We have to have a physical product. Hey, it's Eric. What's up, Eric? And we have to have a product or service to sell. I'm sorry. We have to have a marketing message to get the product sold. We have to have a delivery system. Those are the 3 minimum legs to support any business, okay? But when it comes to growth, for 3X Thursday, my solution for you today is knock yourself off. So what this means is Amazon real estate is a premium. And Amazon real estate means taking up space on a page. So imagine, for example, you search for your product and everyone wants coveted position number 1, or maybe number 2 or number 3 above the fold on the search results. What I challenge you today with is what would happen if you were to rank your product for your main keyword in several places on page 1. And you say, Shawn, how do I do that? It's the exact same product. I'm not allowed to have more than 1 listing. I'm going to show you some examples of how you can do that. And I'm going to give you some real life experience of what Seth and I have used in our Amazon business to knock ourselves off. So The reality is, if you're successful in any business, especially on Amazon with a physical product, other sellers are definitely going to copy your success. How many of you here have been knocked off? Just raise your hand on camera there. Has anybody been knocked off? If you haven't, you're lying. Joel, number 2, come on, buddy. There you go. All right, we've all been knocked off. In fact, most people start looking for a new product on Amazon. They want to find something that's already selling hot so that they can get them a piece of that market. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to be knocked off by your competitor, why not just beat them at their own game and knock yourself off? Pick up more real estate on page 1 search results, and then simply rinse and repeat. Meaning, yes, you can have multiple listings show up on page 1. Let me give you an example real quick. Got to switch my screens here, folks. Since Seth won't host, thank you, Seth.
Yeah, you're welcome, Shawn.
Let's see, screen number 2. All right, so what you should see shortly here is an Amazon landing page, right? Amazon.com. So if I was to search for a product, let's say, for example, I like to pick on this, bamboo pillow, okay? Most of you probably don't even know what the heck a bamboo pillow is, and it doesn't matter, but this is a major keyword that we need to be ranked for our product. So for bamboo pillow, if I search and ignore all of the sponsored results, we're going to see how many times the same product shows up on page 1. Well, actually, here's one sponsored result. I'm looking for this brand name, Original Bamboo. Okay, you can see that right there. All right, so there's once, which is in sponsored results. Okay, now we're in organic results. Here's number 2, right? And then we have, let's see here, looking for Original Bamboo, right? Here's number 3, all on page 1 results. And then we have, let's see, here's number 4, right? Right here, number 4, number 5, and I thought there was a 6th one when I did this a few minutes ago. All right, so 5 times within the first 16 page results, or 4 times, not including sponsored, 5 times as we include sponsored results. Now, my question to you is, what is the difference between these 5 listings? Seth, can you answer the question since you already know?
Well, I already know, Shawn, and there's no difference in the product at all.
All right, so is it safe to say that it's better, this question is for you, Lyle, is it better to have your product show up 5 times on page 1 or just 1 time on page 1? There you go, give me 5. Exactly. And we've actually seen this scenario played out so many times where we've had up to 8 listings of our products show up within the top search results on page 1. Now, how do you do this? It's simple, really. I'll give you a thumbnail sketch. I'll let Seth jump into some of the details since he's the Amazon guru among us. But basically, all you're doing is creating a new listing, okay, whether FBA or fulfilled by merchant, doesn't matter. Create a new listing and just give it a little bit of a twist. For example, I always like to use peanut butter because when you walk down the grocery aisle in peanut butter, you have so many choices. Now, I'm a peanut butter lover, and I happen to like Jiffy Smooth, but you can buy low-fat peanut butter, natural peanut butter, crunchy peanut butter, smooth peanut butter. You can get a 16-ounce, a 32-ounce. You can even buy a half a gallon of peanut butter at Costco. Did you know that? At the end of the day, we're still eating the same darn peanut butter. But the difference is we're on the first shelf, the second shelf, the third shelf, the fourth shelf, and all the way down the line. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So think about peanut butter. Now, let's say you're selling a pizza cutter. You can have 1 pizza cutter. You can have a bundle of 2 pizza cutters. You can have the industrial version pizza cutter. You can have the Italian version pizza cutter, the New York pizza cutter. Now you smell what I'm stepping in? Now, a lot of people have a problem with this. They have a problem grasping the simplicity of this because they say, well, am I selling the same product? Yes, you are. You're selling the exact same product. You're just selling it. You're positioning the product differently. So, Seth, whenever we have a lot of people question these in our masterminds, what's the easiest way that you can think of to help folks understand how easy it is to just knock off your already successful listing, please?
Yeah, that's a good point, Shawn. So we've talked about this concept for, about 12 months when we first started Quick, Fast, Hurry, and people are like, yeah, that sounds cool. And when we finally got together in person for our real life mastermind, everybody's like, oh my gosh, I finally get it. And it just made a huge difference in all of their businesses. So what this is actually whatever product you're selling right now, if that was easy for you to rank. So for instance, Shawn gave the example of the bamboo pillow. So when that product was easy to rank for bamboo pillow, the keyword, we went out there and created another listing with the same inventory. All we did was use a new UPC, describe it a little bit differently with different photos. So we have the same inventory risk, but we're selling it at twice the pace now because we have 2 of the 16 positions on page 1. Then we went back and said, well, if 2 is better than 1, how about 3? And we just kept stacking them in there. And we've done that across the board. So for you guys, what products are you already selling? And you already know the process. You already have all the keyword research done. You already have all your photos taken. You already have inventory. What products could you use a new label on? Just put it over your old label, literally. Send it into Amazon as a brand new product and do the exact same launch process that you just did to create their first successful product. And now you literally have 2 spaces in Amazon taking up twice as much real estate. And a lot of times we would see twice as many sales. So, you know, it's really that simple, but it's that powerful as well.
Seth, when you say you're using the same inventory, you mean from your warehouse outside of Amazon and you're putting on a different UPC. You're not using the exact same Amazon inventory and just somehow connecting the 2 listings.
No, you can't do that. That would be the holy grail, but you would have to, if all of your inventory is at Amazon currently, you would have to request them back if you have too much there, or wait for a new shipment to come in. And instead of having it all go to Amazon, that one listing, you could have it pre-labeled from the factory to go to 2 different places, or you could have some of it sent to your warehouse or your garage, or depending on how big your business is, and relabel it yourself to, you know, to kick off that new listing.
So let's say, Cindy, if you don't want to request inventory back or buy more and you still want to test the concept, do what your competitors in China are going to do. Just create a listing that's fulfilled by merchant. Once you start getting a little traction, you can actually fulfill those orders from your current Amazon inventory by removing it to the customer, or if you want to be legitimate about it, just do a third-party fulfillment. And then once that second listing starts getting some sales, go ahead and rinse and repeat over and over and over again until you take up as much space on page 1. You have 16 positions, the last count, available on page 1 search results. Take up all 16 of them if it's available, because there's a finite number of people who are going to search for your particular keyword and make that purchase today. You have to capture as many of those buyers as you possibly can, and sometimes that's just as simple as creating a merchant listing, and you don't have to drop your pants on the price, okay? In fact, raise the price on the product, because in most cases, from our observation in our business, not theoretical, but this is real life, when we raise the price, in some cases we get more sales, because some of these premium, remember the people we talked about on Marketing Monday, would rather buy a more expensive product because the perceived value is greater.
Do you then advertise these using the same PPC or sponsored ads? You just put them both in the same campaign?
So Cindy, that's what's like the most beautiful thing about this is you have everything else set up.
Yeah.
You have all your sponsored ad campaigns set up. All you have to do is drop that new ASIN in there. You have the launch process that you just did. You know exactly what it took to get it there. So just do the exact same thing. Now, one caveat would be, if you have a product that you launched a year ago or 2 years ago, like I've seen this time and time again, people say, well, I just duplicated my listing like you said, and it didn't work the same. Well, you waited 12 months. As soon as it works, you have to do this right away, because you don't know what it's going to be like in 12 months. So that's what I would say is, as soon as you find a product that works, and if you guys use our product testing method from Quick Fast Hurry, you know that we test products very inexpensively, so that way we can test a bunch of different stuff. But as soon as we nail a winner, we're gonna hit the winner, and then we're gonna just duplicate, and you take up as many spaces as we can while the getting is easy.
Let me cut you off just for a second. So those of you I'm sending these unmute requests to, that is 100% on purpose, because I want you to share. I want you to join the conversation.
So the key is also having different pictures for everything. Even if it's the same product, it needs to have a different angle. something so it can look a little different, right?
Did you hear that, Seth? Because I couldn't hear it.
No, Joel, you've got some background noise or something. Can you get a little closer to your mic?
No, it's not my room. I don't think it's doing that. There's something else going on. 'Cause I'm quiet here. The idea is different pictures so that it isn't exactly the same product as far as how it looks.
He's talking about the photos in the listing, Seth.
Okay. Yeah, so you just have new, like a person on Fiverr, redo your photos so they just look a little bit different, and the image file name is not the same. You're going to have a different UPC, and you're going to have a different, like, you're going to rewrite your bullets and rewrite your description, and that's it. You're done. Just go through the exact same launch process that you already did.
Yeah, right, true.
I'm not sure if someone else is talking, but obviously
You're right,
you would have to, if it's the pillows, then you would have like, if you're selling 2 pillows, then you would bag up the 2 pillows and then slap on the UPC. If you're doing 3 pillows, you put them in a plastic bag and then put a UPC. So they would have to be separated that way, right?
Well, Joel, that's what you're seeing there is actually a child-parent relationship where the 2-pack is a variant of the original. Right. So we launched them all as singles, and then over time we went back and launched them as 2-packs and different
Right.
quantities. But you're right. I mean, but when we first got into that market, is most important to you guys is when we first got in, we just duplicated exactly what we were already offering. And somebody asked in the chat box to just send different SKU batches to FBA. Well, it's not just a different SKU. It's actually a completely different ASIN. So you have to make sure that it shows up as 2 completely different ASINs. And that's where, like we showed you, we're getting 25 or 20% of the page on page 1 because of those different ASINs.
Thanks.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear Eric.
Yeah, right. Would you bother getting a GS1 UPC code for the additional products, or just a cheap generic UPC that we can buy a bunch for $20?
I don't know, Eric. We bought a few thousand when we first started, and I don't know if they were GS1 or not. We've never had any trouble. If Amazon's requiring you to do GS1, I would do what they asked, Eric, because the last thing you want is to get a successful product up and running, have all that money into it, and then they shut you down for some silly reason like that.
Yeah.
Any more questions about that?
One thing you talked about housing, I pulled all of my products temporarily off of Amazon, in part because of the state tax issue and the warehousing. But so I've got everything FBM, and I can sell everything out of Illinois. And I like the idea of raising the price on some things that will cover the postage.
Hey, Joel, at the very beginning, you had some, I had to mute somebody so I could hear you.
Sorry. Yeah, I was saying, originally, with all this state tax stuff, I pulled all of my inventory off of Amazon, and everything that I have on Amazon is FBM.
Yeah.
And I made duplicate entries so that they weren't the same. They had different UPC codes. And now, as I look at this, I'm thinking that I can ship everything out of my warehouse in Illinois and raise the prices on some things, which will then automatically cover the postage. The difference in postage would be part of the price.
Yeah, you can do that, Joel. One thing that, like Shawn said, you can test this stuff.
I love kids.
I'm going to mute them.
Is that yours, Shawn?
Oh, I wish. Mine are out of that stage.
Joel, you can test it with FBM, but as soon as you prove the concept to yourself, then I would go FBA because your sales are just so much greater with FBA. Amazon gives you so much more love when you have your products at their warehouse.
Sure.
All right. So, Seth, while everyone else on the call is pondering these 3 questions, which one of these questions can you answer for us today?
Okay, well, I'll answer the first one. I don't know if it's probably a combination of a lot of these, but you guys who are in Quick Fast Hurry and have seen our IRT 26, which Michelle referenced earlier in the week, Don, I'm going to try to find who's making the noise and mute them.
I'll figure it out. Keep talking.
All right. So yeah, so that webinar that we put on in our paid members area, talking about launching products with a full price buy through Amazon has been the best way that I've ever seen to control the process of launching a product and also of getting reviews. So, you know, just to give you a sketch of what that looks like for us is we're using Facebook Messenger to give away a product via Facebook ads, getting those people engaged on Messenger. So then you're having like a personal conversation with them. We get them then to go out to Amazon and buy full price. And we do an instant rebate via, PayPal or, some type of payment processor outside of Amazon once they submit their order ID to us. So what that looks like to Amazon is that they went to Amazon as a natural buyer, typed in a specific keyword, went through the process, clicked on our listing and bought it with a 100% conversion rate. Now, don't forget, we started a personal conversation with them in Facebook Messenger. It's like we just gave them, a tremendous gift. I mean, they're really appreciative. So 10, 14 days later, by asking them, did you guys like the product? How did it all go? Now you get to really hear some good feedback on your product, but all the people who actually did like it, they're so grateful that if you ask them to come back and leave your review, they're all over that. So that process for us has been a game changer. And if you think about tripling your business, the only thing you have to do is either triple your sessions or triple conversion rate. And so we kind of force Amazon's hand at giving us better ranks so we get more, tons more sessions. So yeah, I would say that's probably answering 1 and 2 there, Shawn.
All
Seth,
right.
are you using a bot, or are you actually have people engaged in typing to these messages on Facebook Messenger?
So I commented on that a little bit. So we're not using a bot because when I set that up, Facebook's privacy kind of scandal was going on, so it wasn't allowed. So we actually have VAs typing, messages, but it's all like systematized in the sense that they're just pasting in the next message in the sequence. So you could use a bot to do it. But then when you start that conversation later about like the review process, it is a little bit more personalized.
Mm-hmm.
But just to give you an example, using that process in the past 90 days, we've gotten 144 4.5-star reviews on a product, very naturally through that process. And I know tons of you guys are struggling to get reviews and struggling to launch your product because like viral launch and big discounts just don't work anymore. So this process for us has been huge.
Now, just to be clear, Seth, that process, if you were to automate it, is only available through Quick, Fast, Hurry, right?
Right.
But you can put together your own processes if you had a list of buyers using the same strategies Seth's talking about. But for our insiders members, we actually have over 20,000 buyers readily available to launch product too. So that's what he's referring to. All right. Any more questions about Seth's comment? All right. So
yeah, I have a question with it. So you're not actually giving them Seth or Shawn like a information booklet or something, or a PDF, just to get them warm and everything, when you are doing the Facebook Messenger.
There's no PDF or anything like that. We're warming them up through conversation, which feels very natural. So there's a whole sequence, and it's, you really have to understand the psychology of getting somebody to act and to trust you. And that's where that whole messenger sequence comes into play, because they have to go to Amazon and lay out their money first and trust that you're going to, give them that refund. So it's all about the psychology of getting somebody to trust you and do, what you're asking.
Are you having any trouble getting them to the actual page if it's like down, like 20 pages in on a brand new listing or something? Do they have trouble finding the item?
If that was the case, I would probably use a super URL to get me, closer to page 1, so it would be easier to find.
Yeah, before doing the messengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the old days, Cindy, we would send out like a screenshot that says, this is exactly what you're looking for. And it's like on page 12, you know, so
Keep
keep up
searching.
updating that. But, you know, you got to start somewhere. The trick is to have this group of buyers who are already trained to trust you and know that you're going to rebate them outside of the Amazon platform so that everything's above board.
Yeah, so I presented on this strategy when we were in Cabo, Shawn, and I don't think it quite clicked with everyone, you know, how important and how like valuable that process is. But just to give you an example, I've had 10 or 12 of our members who implemented this over the last 30 to 45 days, and they all come back to me and say, I have so many people signing up. I can launch any product I want to my list now. It's just amazing. So, that's why I want to bring it up to you guys, because it's working so well, not just for us, but for, tons of other people.
Now, Lyle and Dale, I know they're insiders. Are you guys utilizing Seth's formula yet, Lyle? Not? Shame on you. When you do, it's like drugs. You'll be hooked on it. You won't be able to stop doing it. That's what most people shut their ads off because they get way too much action.
So Shawn, that's funny. So Mark commented the other day. He said, I shut my ads off 2 weeks ago and people are still signing up.
You gotta love that. Hey, just food for thought, guys, before we move on. I noticed that we're only 5 people away from filling up this room. So keep up the good work of getting here early, because once we're full, someday you're going to try to join this meeting. It's going to say, sorry, we're full. Apparently, they cap us at 26 people, so 21 in here right now. All right, so let's see. Max, you like to speak. I'm looking at you, buddy. Which one of these 3 questions can you answer for your colleagues on the call?
Put me on the spot. Thanks a lot, Shawn.
You're welcome. You knew it was coming.
All right. Well, let's see now. Actually, you know what? If you give me a couple minutes, Shawn, I will dig back to some of my notes from the last couple of weeks. I did learn a few things, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. But I learned some tactics from some other people that I haven't implemented, that I would share with everybody. Just let me find them, okay?
Okay, we'll come back to you. So, Larry, let me pick on you, my buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. It's better, man. God loves us all.
Yeah, so I'll pick the last question.
Okay, so what have you learned in the past 30 days that has or will have the most positive outcome for your business?
I really have changed my whole focus on the niche and starting to drill down on where I want to look for the clients, as far as tightening up all the other collections to the Shopify platform, and just focusing on a smaller area and getting more of that market than worrying about a large market and just trying to take a small piece of it initially to get going.
So what's that going to look like for you over the next several weeks?
It's going to produce some more sales, but it's also going to produce a new set of challenges to learn and continue to grow on in clients.
Okay, so you're niching down, right? So you're giving up the whole peanut butter aisle and you're only sticking with 12-ounce jars of Crunchy.
Pretty much.
And once you dominate that, then you're going to expand.
Yeah, because that's exactly it. I'm a shiny objects chaser.
Welcome to the club.
Me too.
But
I've seen Cindy's response as soon as you said that.
it's so fun, but it's not very profitable.
No.
It's more fun when you actually catch the shiny object.
Well, there's that. But by the time you've caught it, you're probably 3 shiny objects away onto something else and don't even realize you got one on the line.
So how many of you can relate to Tammy and Larry and think that you need to niche down and narrow your focus? Joel, I'm actually guilty of that myself, so I'll give you that. All right, so let me read from my old friend Brandon here. He just posted in the chat box. He says, strategy for me is that I've been researching YouTube ads a ton. You don't have to pay for the click until someone has watched your video for 30 seconds, and you can get hundreds of thousands of views for 1 penny. And you can advertise on videos relating to your product, so the searchers are specifically interested in your product way cheaper than Facebook traffic. Really good ad, Brandon. Personally, I love YouTube ads myself. I don't actually have any active campaigns at the moment, but whenever I have a highly demonstrative product that has to be seen in video, YouTube is by far the cheapest traffic or the cheapest video views that I can find, outside of doing my hack on the what I call the YouTube video funnel. So really good ad there. So let's see, Joel, he says, I've been taking lots of training about advertising on YouTube and Instagram. That's next for me once I'm sure my funnels work. Joel, you're still chasing shiny objects. So this is Joel Montgomery. Sorry. So Joel Montgomery, while I got you on the stand, answer one of these 3 questions for us.
Well, what I've learned in the last 30 days basically is I needed to find a niche market of people that want both physical products and digital products. So I've been spending some time developing 4 digital products that I now have that are probably going to be in the health space, market space. And then I need to target or else have them tell me once I have a good email list what kind of physical products they want. Because when I was going before, the general products I had and the quality that came out of China was not producing good results. So I figure let's do something where I've got the people in a market that are buying things and want more.
So Joel, what you're saying, if I'm understanding you correctly, you're starting with a digital product, your niche, to identify buyers, and then you're launching physical products to that list?
Right.
Okay, that's a unique approach. I like that. So are you selling or gifting the digital products?
Selling.
You're selling a digital product, yep. And then based on that clientele, you're asking them or you're polling them to find out what physical products they want to buy, and that's what you're launching?
It's partly that. The digital products, for example, are for people that can't sleep or have health issues or have a problem when they travel. So
sign me up, man. I'm the worst insomniac I know. Put me on your list.
Then you definitely need one of my products, without a doubt. I've got 3 of them.
I'm so desperate, I'm about to smoke marijuana to sleep, so help me. And I think if I remember, Brandon turned me on the trazodone, but it only worked for like 90 days, and now I can eat the whole bottle and still can't sleep.
So my VSL is all about being chemical free.
All right. So, hook me up, ShawnHart317@gmail.com. Put me on your list. I'm a buyer.
Yeah, he can sell those on the Iwu airport as well.
At the Iwu airport?
Yeah. After 16 hours delay for all flights.
That'll wear you out a little bit, right, Eric?
Yeah.
I can't sleep. I can fall asleep, I just can't stay there. That's my problem. Thank you, Brandon.
Right for you.
All right, so let's see. Don't make me move to Colorado and turn into a pothead. Or Seattle, apparently. I was there for the football game last Sunday, and people were walking around the street smoking weed. I thought it was crazy.
Same in California.
I won't even go there. The land of fruits and nuts. Which one are you?
Both.
I love it. Okay, let's see. How about Mike? Mike, can you answer a question for us?
As soon as I unmute, hang on.
You're unmuted.
Oh, I am? Okay. Yeah, I've tried to refocus a little bit on our paid advertising a little bit and more focus on mobile. We kind of ignored it before, and kind of to our chagrin, it seems like more and more purchases are actually happening right off the phone. So that's really kind of where we've been going. On our Amazon listings, for example, that first spot, that top keyword, it's a while before you get to any other sponsored ads. So we've been kind of really drilling down on those. And that's actually seen quite a significant uptick in our sales. So that's been it for us for the last 30 days.
Yeah, I think for those of you interested in optimizing for mobile, this is a really good point that you make there, Mike. Me personally, I very rarely purchase anything on my computer. if I think about something I want, I buy from my phone, and so do the people that I know. If I just happen to be at my desk, then maybe I'll pull it up and buy through a browser. But the majority of the sales, like more than 85% of the sales that I make through my standalone funnels, are on mobile. So if you'll go back and watch the recording for Marketing Monday, I think didn't Devin do a demonstration on how to optimize for mobile, Seth? Am I thinking right? Or was that on our Quick Fast Area meeting?
No, that was on the Quick Fast Area Insiders
Oh, that's
Roundtable.
IRT. Yeah.
Forget that. Sorry. Scratch that from the record. So yeah, but you're right though, Mike. I mean, when you're optimizing for mobile, whether it's on Amazon or on your own website, which we're going to talk about tomorrow on Funnel Fridays, I mean, you are speaking your buyer's language. And especially if Amazon sort of already optimizes for mobile, but there are a lot of things that you can do, obviously, to make your listing appear better on mobile, but especially on a standalone website. If your site takes more than 3 or 4 seconds to load on a mobile device and it's not user-friendly, they're just going to bounce every time unless they're super desperate for your product. As bad as I want Joel's sleep aid, I mean, I'll go through anything to get that. So yeah, definitely good save there. Can anyone relate to that? Have you seen a big uptick in mobile purchases lately?
In actual fact, a few Facebook ads I run, I solely run them on mobile. I don't run them for desktop at all. I've never had much success with the desktop Facebook ads.
It's really strange, Max, that you bring that up, because I have some campaigns that strictly sell on Facebook desktop, and I have some campaigns that sell primarily on Instagram mobile ads. I think it depends on the demographic and the product itself, especially a higher price product. And it seems like, I mean, this is just from my personal observation, that men, if your product appeals to men 35 and older, then Facebook desktop ads outperform anything else. If your product appeals to women, normally Instagram ads are going to outperform, and especially with Instagram, it needs to be mobile optimized. So I think we should keep bringing that up each month and see different how things are changing in the mobile world, so that we can help each other stay ahead of the curve, because it kind of stinks when you get behind the 8 ball there and everyone else is mobile optimized and they're eating your lunch or eating your breakfast, as Seth's wife would say. Then it stinks to play catch up, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Shawn, do you have a recommendation for where to learn more about how to advertise on Instagram, or how to even use Instagram that well for marketing purposes?
For when you're running Facebook ads, Facebook owns Instagram. You can choose the placement to be on Instagram, but my nephew's sitting right next to me, and he's actually working. I'm going Instagram, guys. He's setting me up an Instagram deal right now, just to utilize the whole influencer marketing strategy. So as I learn more, I'll definitely open my books and show you. But anything you want to say about that today? I put him on the spot yesterday and embarrassed him a little bit. But there's definitely an entire underworld out there of Instagram influencers, and basically you're giving them an ethical bribe to post your advertisement.
Actually, I just went through a series of trainings on that, and one of the products that I will be putting out is another one on what I call over my shoulder videos. So now that I've had it in terms of learning, as soon as I start implementing it, there'll be an over my shoulder video for sale on what it looks like. But there's a real simple thing that you don't have to go through Facebook at all. You start talking to the people with Instagram accounts and pay them to do a shout out. So you put your particular, image and link on their, assuming they have a large following, you pay them to post your picture and link for a day or 12 hours or whatever, and then that's going to steer people to your capture page and go from there. So that's the approach that some serious Instagram marketers are taking.
That's exactly the approach that we're taking over here, Joel. Just paying influencers to do the shout out. Yeah.
To add to that, I was going to say you never
come over here. He's hands the camera.
I was going to say, to add to that, you never want it to just be like on Amazon with the photo with the white background. Like, that's the best video for that's the best way to present the product if you're doing it on Amazon. But for Instagram, you want to have it be more of a use case scenario. So like somebody actually using the product, it's easier for people to visualize, as, yeah, like a lifestyle photo. It looks a lot better, and I've had stuff convert a lot better that way on Instagram.
So maybe you can put together an SOP with some screenshots.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, he's called me a few times bragging. He said, hey, I got this influencer to throw my backpack out there, and I sold like 700 units in 15 minutes. It's crazy if you get the right influencer. But unfortunately, like every other platform, there's some scammers out there as well. So,
hey, Shawn, here's a interesting, you guys pointed out that mobile versus desktop, and you were talking about a men-focused product. So I just checked, and we have a product that was doing really well. So we had an ad that was targeted towards men, and I was paying $23 a lead on mobile and $9 a lead on desktop. So that's how big of a difference it could be. I mean, that's more than, I'm paying twice as much to get a mobile user for that product.
Yeah, there you go. So basically, you're just reiterated my idea about men and desktop, right?
Right.
So there you go. I don't know. I mean, this is from personal experience. I know the first thing my wife does every morning is grab her cell phone and start scrolling through thousands of Instagram things. It's like, I can't understand. They all look the same to me. It's like zoom, or like scroll, click, scroll, click, scroll, click. It bores me to tears. But the reality is she's a buyer because I get these Chinese packages in the mail, every now and again, and I see charges on my PayPal. So she's buying something. Let's get us a piece of that. Let's see here. There's a couple of you hung up on me already. How about Eric? Are you on the other side of the pond, Eric?
Yeah, I'm in Portugal.
Okay, you're in Portugal. Good. So in Portugal, what do we do to 3x your business? What have you done in the last 30 days that's had the most profound effect positively in your business?
Oh, not really sure I should tell that, brother.
You don't think you should tell that? Is it black hat?
No, not
Have you done
really.
anything legal?
Yeah, it is legal, and it's actually awesome. And it's directly in line with the influencer strategy. I'm actually planning to make some influencers affiliates of my products.
Okay, we're all ears.
Instead of paying for a shout out or such, I will actually gonna give them some revenue share.
Oh, okay. And they've been open to that?
The sales that they bring in.
Have they been open to that strategy so far?
Some, yep.
Okay, good deal. So the 20% of what you're saying is instead of paying for a shout out, bring them in as a revenue share or profit share partner, and you're getting good results that way.
Yep.
I like that.
How are you tracking that? What's coming, the sales that come from them?
Through, if you do a discount, you can track the promo code. There's a bunch of ways that you can track a sale.
So Mike, not you, Mike, on camera, but Mike W says, how do we know mobile sales versus desktop sales? So what I was talking about from my experience, Mike, is Facebook tracks your conversions, and you can sort conversions based on placement or a device. Like you can find out, I found out, for example, what was the product? Something recently that I was selling. Oh, I was selling these. Have you guys heard of these? It's called the Final Straw, like the collapsible, reusable stainless steel straws. So I launched one of these products outside of Amazon because Amazon's pretty much, I don't know, there's probably 200 sellers on there. It's pretty saturated. But when I was selling that, I started digging and looking at the data after several days of making sales, and I realized that not 98%, 100% of my customers were women using iPhone 7s, iPhone 8s, or iPhone 10s. 100%. That, to me, that just like hit me right between the eyes. So guess where I started focusing 100% of my advertising? I mean, anybody's going to pay $20 or $25 for a straw. I guess they're not going to be an Android user. They're going to want good quality, right? That was a nice plug for Apple there. I just figure Android users are either cheap or ignorant, one or the other. So now that I put my foot in my mouth, let's see, Cindy, what have you done in the last 30 days?
In the last 30 days, I've been learning how to build funnels finally, and I've also been dabbling a little bit with that ManyChat and trying to set up some automated responses once people get through my funnel, so that I'm building a messenger list. And I've only been working on that for the past couple of weeks, so I don't have results yet, but it's looking positive.
Okay.
So I'm one of those ClickFunnels for the funnel, and then
Okay.
ManyChat.
Okay. Do you know that there's an integration with your Facebook page and ClickFunnels?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you can integrate the two, and you can also, one of the things that I like about ClickFunnels that I'm using since, and this is really bizarre because personally I quit sending text messages a couple of years ago, but you can actually use SMS messaging in your follow-up action funnels through ClickFunnels, and I like that because, you know, everybody has their phone in their pocket, and assuming they're paying attention to it, you can get marketing messages to it pretty quickly that way, as long as they opt in. Obviously, if they're only opting in with an email and a name, you can't send them a text message because you don't have their mobile. But on all my opt-in pages, for the most part, I put the option in there to get mobile or SMS follow-up messages. So something you might want to look into. We can do that a little bit tomorrow on Funnel Friday if you want to take a look at it. And
Yeah.
I apologize for calling you Cynthia the last 2 times I've seen you. That's what it always says on your name tag.
I know.
Like, no, it's Cindy. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, one other thing that I'm finally, it's like the light's gone on. I've been sending out an ebook with one of my products, and everybody loves the ebook. And all I've been doing ever since I started like 3 years ago was just giving them a coupon, and I never sent them to a funnel or anything. I never collected an email address. So now I'm updating that ebook and gonna send them to a funnel page, make them opt in before they can download the ebook. I'm sorry, I'm not going to send them the ebook. I'm going to send them a follow-up email and tell them where they can get the ebook. So
in ClickFunnels, Cindy, and if you already know this, I apologize, but we're here to help each other. On the opt-in page, you can just set it up to automatically deliver that digital asset in the form of a PDF. You know how to do that?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's how I do it. That way you don't have, you can automate the entire process and still capture, but make sure you have that exit pop, because you still want someone to see your marketing, even if they're not comfortable putting in their email. So on the exit pop, it says, don't want to put your email? No problem. Click this link and, take them to a Google Drive or someplace where you hosted it. Because the way the ClickFunnels integration works for me is once you put in your email and you opt in, not only do you add that customer to your list, but ClickFunnels automatically emails them and says, here's the PDF that you requested. And then you put them in your funnel sequence that way.
Okay.
Something to think about. So if you want to dive into that a little bit tomorrow, we can do. So Mike.
To get your customer to go to the landing page, is that something you're putting on your inserts, or is that a follow-up email you're sending through Managed by Stats or something like that?
Seth would answer that on our Amazon side, but on the physical products and private website side, I always put it in the lead page. In the lead campaign to go. I send that paid traffic directly to the opt-in page, but I don't want that person to leave without doing something. So if they try to exit without giving the email, then I have the exit pop that says, no problem, just click here and we'll give it to you anyway, because you paid for the traffic, so you have to get as much as you can out of it. Can you answer a question about what you're doing on Amazon, Seth?
Yeah, Cindy. So since Amazon shields that data from us, we have to just get it however we can. So, with the stop sign sticker that we showed earlier, the inserts, the web keys, and then also Managed by Stats, we download those emails. And then Managed by Stats is pretty slick as well. You can sort it by if they've gotten a refund or not, if they are a repeat buyer or not. So you can target all of those people differently. So it's pretty cool.
So Seth, can you answer Mike's question about, he says, so we can track our mobile versus desktop on Facebook. Is there any way to tell on Amazon?
So I don't think, as far as I know, all the tools that I've seen, you cannot see the mobile versus desktop sales from Amazon. If you guys know any better, that would be cool to know. But I don't. As far as I know, you can only see the traffic that you're paying for, where it's coming from.
Okay, I'm surprised Philip doesn't have an add-on that puts a tag, whether it's mobile or desktop. I'm sure the data is there somewhere.
Yeah,
Should ask him about that.
yeah,
We're
I'll
about
ask.
to do a webinar with him. Let's bring it up.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you on that, Mike. So MJ says use coupons to separate. That's a good one. So you have one coupon for mobile versus a coupon for desktop. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think that's what they mean, but then you would still have to, that would be like external traffic that you're driving through your coupon. I think what Mike's asking is your organic traffic so you can optimize one way or the other, I'm guessing.
Good point. I think it would be safe to assume that the mass majority of your sales are coming from mobile. Just look at your own routines. So how often do you purchase on mobile versus desktop? For me, it's like 95% mobile. I don't know what that answer is for you, but does anyone here today purchase more on desktop than you do mobile? Not one person?
It really depends on how easy it is to purchase on mobile. If
Yeah.
it's easy to purchase on mobile, we do that. If not, and if I really want it, I may remember to do it on a desktop, but I'll probably just forget it.
We're talking about Amazon, Joel. Amazon makes everything easy to purchase on mobile.
One other thing that you can do, this is a little hack, is export your Amazon customer data into Facebook and create a Facebook audience. Then you can use audience insights from Facebook, and you can get a lot of data about who your buyers are, separate from anything communication you might have. It'll tell you their age group, their income, what parts of the country they're from, and then what we do is then split our advertising tests up so that I'll have a separate ad group for like our high volume states like California or Florida or Texas, and then I can kind of drill down even more, based on kind of spread the spend out a little bit.
It's amazing what you can find out with those audience insights, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to sort my audience insights and sales reports by DMA because DMA is this designated market area, which gives you more information than just a city or a metropolitan area. And then you can advertise based on that DMA. So that's one metric that I love to see. Obviously, New York, Florida, Texas, and California is going to be your high volume state because that's where the population is. But if you can drill down on the individual DMA, you'll learn a lot about your customer that way.
Yeah, we found out we have a lot of customers in Pennsylvania for some reason. So
there you go. Well, I call that New York. If they're between Philadelphia and Boston, that's all New York to me. All right, let's see. Who have we not picked on yet? Lyle, what have you and your baby brother done in the last 30 days to make a difference? He has no mic. Give us sign language and not the middle finger.
Hey, don't let Max off the hook.
No, we're coming back to him.
Thanks, Steph.
Funnel. He says funnel. All right. Okay, Joel, number 2, it's your turn.
Okay. First off, I've been working with many chats also, Cindy. So if you want, maybe we could talk about it. And, so if you're stuck or I'm stuck, maybe we could help each other. What I've been doing is more with the YouTube videos and just taking them a little more seriously. So just like you guys were mentioning, trying to be in a certain position, having 2 to 5 different products on the first page. So I'm doing that very similar to my videos. So if I have my product XYZ with a certain keyword, that I would just use that same video, but just modify it in a lot of different ways. So have the length of it different, the title of it different, the description different, meta tags would be different. So that way I try to have the one video, but use it, 2 or 3 different ways. So that's something that I'm experimenting with.
It's kind of like the peanut butter theory, right? You just mix it up
Right.
a little bit. I like that. Speaking while we're on the YouTube, and we should talk more YouTube next month on Marketing Monday. But I also use YouTube for a lot of my retargeting when I have a campaign going for a product launch, and I'm getting super low CPAs using that through YouTube ads and also some other retargeting stuff. So if that's important to us on the next Marketing Monday, let's dive in a little bit deeper. Maybe by then we can get Brandon to join us and give us his over-the-shoulder view of how he's getting 1 penny views on what, 10-second views, I think he said, on YouTube. That's pretty outstanding. Okay, Max, you're back up to bat, buddy.
There we go. Well, I really, all I've got is a couple of old hacks that you may or may not already be using. That's all
Lay
I
it
can.
on us. We showed you all our dirty laundry. It's your turn.
Okay, well, I don't know if you guys already have this in your special group or not, but getting the 6th bullet point on your page, have you shared that with your group, or are you familiar with it? I guess that's
Max, go ahead and explain. What do you got, man?
Well, basically on your listing, if you go into where the fabric type, not every listing has fabric type. If you put in information in your fabric type, it'll show up as the 6th bullet point on the top.
I like that.
Oh, that is cool.
That's carny, man. That's like peeking in the poke.
Okay, all right, but only if your listing has fabric as a fabric type in your listing. So some will not. Let's see. If you ever want to get your competitor's brand, if you want to get it indexed, which you know they don't like you getting indexed, you can add it as a variation. Just call it a variation fulfilled by merchant. I'll stop the smiling, Seth.
This is all carny, Max. I love this.
Yeah, so if you just basically, you know, have a fulfilled by merchant, and instead of calling it a color blue, call it, you know, whatever you want to be indexed that you can't get indexed for.
Somebody's already done that to my product. I didn't know how they were doing it, but I searched my brand name and their product pops up as a 3rd listing out of, I've got 11 products, and theirs is the 3rd one that shows up under my brand name.
It's probably Max. They don't call him Maximizer for nothing.
Yeah. What else have we got here?
You
Okay.
need to knock yourself off, Cindy, and take up that space.
I need to.
Yeah. And there's a, and I actually had a curious question whether anybody has ever used topphrase.me, which is a way of getting getting your brand and in the drop-down menu when people are searching. It's a little bit of perhaps a little black hat. I don't know.
I think
Maybe
Seth had a strategy for that for a while, but I don't think it was a software. What was it?
Yeah, so Max, it sounds like it's something similar. You're basically having Amazon auto-populate your brand when somebody starts typing in a search. Is that right?
Well, they'll all auto. So if they're looking for garlic press, it'll show up as garlic press Max as the top one. So people typically don't like to fill out the whole form. So they'll just click on that one, which brings just my product up.
So what's your hack for that, Max? How do you get that done?
Topphrase.me.
Oh, okay.
Topphrase.me.
But you have to be invited.
Okay, I think it was Tryan who spoke about that at an event recently with us that talked about how to get that done, and he has a hack for that.
Yeah.
Is he the one that's running that website, topphrase.me?
No, I don't think he's running it, but I know he's involved in it. So
okay, yeah, that must be where I heard. I thought it was Seth that talked about it.
Right.
Topphrase.me. I like it. That's a good hack. Are you using it, or is this just something you heard of?
I used it once about 2 months ago. It worked really well for me, but I got kicked off for that product soon after. So
I wonder why.
No, it had nothing to do with that, seriously. But
Was
you
it
know,
a fabric product?
I keep having these issues. They shut down that account, but anyway.
I bet it had fabric in it.
Topphrase.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
gray zone. I love it.
anyway, I don't do black hat stuff. It's just gray stuff. Gray stuff you guys taught me, right?
All right. So we've gone through everyone who's involved through camera and audio. So how about any of you private people out there in cyberspace? Anything to add to the conversation, just put in the chat box. Otherwise, we just open up for any questions. Lyle, you can still type, can't you, buddy? Throw something in there.
So Asley says that she just came across ManyChat's free training and posted it in the chat box. I think Here, only we can see it, so I'll send it to all you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, and Max also has the topphrase.me. He put that link in there, but I was calling it pop phrase. So let me repost that for you too.
Yeah, but it's only by invitation, so you can't just go there and start doing it. So, I was curious to know whether anybody or if you guys brought it up in your little group or not. That's kind of why I asked the question.
Let's see. I'm scrolling through. I don't see any other burning questions in there, Seth. Looks
Okay.
like we're going to finish kind of early today. That's awesome.
Oh, maybe not. Product research. Anybody other than your amazing videos that I love watching, Shawn, on product research. I mean, walking to the Wisconsin Fair. I mean, I get such a kick out of watching you do this.
Why don't you get into my I have a monthly newsletter. It's $10 a month, you cheapskate.
Yeah, well, it's just outside of my budget, just a little bit.
I just posted yesterday in August newsletter 8 hot e-commerce products. That's like what, $1 and change for each one? That's surely in your budget.
Yeah, well, your friend Alex hasn't called me back yet, just FYI. So remember we were talking to him last Saturday or whenever.
Yeah. Let me try to find something for you real quick here.
I don't know if I asked, my request was too difficult for him. But I was just curious to know what are the kind of product research techniques people have been using lately that I'm not aware of, or other than you're walking to the Wisconsin Fair.
Well, you should, if you were an insider, you could join me at the Wisconsin Fair.
Oh yeah. I'd probably be set up there selling you something.
Yeah, you probably would. Okay, I found it. So there's the link for Product Spotlight newsletter to answer your question.
All right.
All right, so let me see here.
$10.
There we go. All right, so and we've gone through everybody. That's good. So I guess we can end the meeting today. Obviously, thank you all for showing up and contributing. You know, I think this group's going to continue to get bigger every single month as we start talking about it. And at the end of the day, you know, if we can help someone else grow, that helps us grow as well, right? So don't be afraid to share. It's a big world out there. Nobody's going to get it all. Nobody's even going to get the lion's share, I don't believe. So there's plenty to go around. It's a big pie, guys. So don't be afraid to share those strategies. And we're just trying to provide a platform in the community that allows you to do that. So thank you, everyone, for showing up. And we will see you tomorrow for Funnel Fridays. So bring your sales funnel questions. We'll try to get Lyle and Dale mic'd up so they can talk about their new funnel program that they have. I'm interested to see. And I'll show you some of the tricks that I'm using. So in the meantime, God bless, and we will talk to you all later. See you.
All right, see you guys.
Thanks so much, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.